Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Monday, the 4th day of July. Here we go. So, we have been telling you that you're not allowed to do sorting, selecting on Shabbos. Classic example we keep giving you is like when you pull out all the black pits from a watermelon. Pick, taking the bad out of the good, and later you're going to just bite and eat that whole piece of watermelon. That's picking out the bad from the good, and you're not allowed to do that on Shabbos. Now, we had talked about yesterday, I think it was, about setting the cutlery on your table on Shabbos. Now we're going to talk about the opposite. This is when you're drying your cutlery, let's say at the end of the Friday night meal. So if you wanted to pick up out of where all the wet cutlery is, all the spoons, spoon, and you want to dry them and put them away in the spoons compartment, you're not allowed to be doing that because that too is a kind of selecting activity. You're picking at all the spoons out of the big mixture that's in front of you, and that's borer. That's what you're not allowed to do on Shabbos, and it doesn't only apply to food. It could apply to cutlery, socks, etc., etc. So what's the proper way to do this? Now it's going to sound like a kind of loophole, but technically this is what you're allowed to do totally according to a lot of rabbis, and I hope it doesn't sound weird to you. You're drying the cutlery, right? So you're allowed to do this. Randomly pick up any piece of cutlery to dry it. You want to dry that cutlery. So you dry the piece. Look at it in your hand. Now you've dried it. You've finished doing what you set out to do with that piece, which is to dry it. Now you want to put it away. Well, it's a fork. It goes in the fork compartment. You're allowed to put a dry fork in a fork compartment, so go ahead and do that. Pick up the next thing, dry it, because that was the end result that you wanted. You wanted to dry that thing, and now that you dry it, it's dried. You look at it and say, oh, it's a spoon. It goes in the spoon compartment, and I'm allowed to do that, etc., etc. When you do that, and when you do it that way, you're totally allowed to dry your cutlery and have them properly selected, because you're picking each piece up not to select it out of the mixture, but to dry it. And then once it's dry, you're looking for where to put it. You can put it in the right place. So it sounds like a loophole, but that is the technical way to dry your silverware on Shabbos without being guilty of selecting. The other way, of course, is to take the mixture of them, throw them across the table so that they're scattered. Now they're not a mixture anymore because they're scattered, and then pick them up as you please and dry them and put them away. That's the second version. Both doing the same thing. You're not doing any selecting when you do it this way. It might seem a little bit technical, but this is the way you get around the bow-rare problem when drying your cutlery on Friday night, let's say. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.